Hello. I've been thinking recently why it is that, especially in science, where young people who are highly gifted and educated and interested in science are actually burning out in big numbers. That also can be said for other organizations, not only scientific one. But I will just shed my thoughts here why that might be. So, the whole culture that we push young people into is that they must be perfect. They have to work very hard. They have to spend a number of hours, which is not normal. Actually, we are working longer hours, especially now when we are working from home. And also, they are expected to be perfect in any sense, to publish a certain number of publications per year, to be a part of the projects, to go after different grants. And this is even specified in any single vacancy that I can see recently. So you have to be highly skilled, meaning that you already invested a lot of time and effort in your education. You have to have very highly cited publications, meaning that you already have to have a certain network and be part of certain clubs. And three, that you have a nose and accessibility to different funds, which is not universal by no means. So I just wanted to pose this question. With all these high requirements of a person who is basically in the beginning of the career, whether are we pushing them to be burnout? Can that be slightly different? Because what is called today soft skills is basically universal condition for human collaboration. Why don't we put more emphasis on that? Because even today, when we know a lot more than, let's say, 10 years ago, there is a harder stigma on mental health counterintuitively in very developed Western countries. And you mustn't by no means tell your employer that you have mental health issues in the beginning, otherwise you're not going to get employed. Does that mean that we are discarded the fraction of generation which is most gifted? Because if I know anything, and if you can conclude by reading very talented writers or learning about lives of the most gifted people in science and in other areas of human endeavor, they most obviously, they usually have problems with mental health. So what mental health issue is actually telling you that what that person is pursuing is something extraordinary and high above the average, is putting them in position to have a clash with expectations, values, and narcissistic tendencies in our society, basically. So think about that next time you're putting a young person under this high pressure.